Plaintiff Leila Scaleri Martin started using crystal meth at the age of 13 and was addicted for 15 years. Leila and her husband, who was also a drug addict, rented a house from the defendant. But she and her son were forced to move out after Leila's husband relapsed. And she's suing her former landlord today for a security deposit and emotional distress. Defendant Rosemary Ortega says she's also overcome a lot of obstacles because she was abused and abandoned as a child. But she eventually graduated high school and got a college education. Rosemary refuses to return Leila's security deposit because the property was damaged, and she's countersuing for harassment.
Start with you.
I'd like to give you a little bit of background on myself. I've overcome many obstacles. I come from a very drug-addicted background. My parents were addicted to drugs, and my husband's as well, which he isn't here with me today. But we both started using when we were 13 years old.
What type of drugs at 13?
Well, marijuana at 8 and methamphetamine at 13. So we have come a long way. Well, I can only speak for myself. I have come a long way in my recovery.
How long were you addicted to crystal meth?
Over 15 years.
So that was until you were 28? Mm-hmm. How did you overcome it?
My children were a changing point in my life. When I became pregnant, then I decided that it was time to stop.
Did you get help?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, because usually the urge doesn't just go away.
No, absolutely not. It's a constant struggle. I stay involved in programs. I stay involved. I was raised in institutions in prisons, so I'm very involved with the prison system, going in and giving back, carrying the message to the women that are still there in Central California.
You've been in recovery since age 28?
No. I have had a few relapses, but I've been clean over 5 years now.
You've been clean 5 years?
Over 5 years, yes.
Good. What are you doing with yourself?
Staying in service and going to meetings and recovery programs. I put myself through college, received a degree in drug and alcoholism counseling. Excellent. Yeah, my husband as well was doing really well. Good. Unfortunately, he didn't.
He had a relapse recently. All right. Yes, hopefully he comes back. That's excellent. Good to hear that. And hopefully you spread that message as you do. That's why I believe that a lot of people who are affected by such destructive lifestyles and able to overcome it, they need to help other people. And the best way you help other folks overcome it is to show an example. Can't sweet talk these people out of using drugs. You have to say, I did it. And they look at your success and they believe that they can make it. Good to hear that. All right. And what was your deal? You were alcoholic and now you're not, or what?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Actually, I grew up physically and mentally abused. I did have a rough life. I eventually was abandoned and had to live with different family members and in the system. And I knew I didn't want to become a statistic. So I graduated, got some college education, and grew from that. I didn't want to be what I had to grow up in. So
that's good to hear.
My background.
All right, and I enjoy listening to success stories in here, so that the viewers can see that there's a way out of anything that they may need to overcome in their lives. Mm-hmm. Good luck to you all, and whoever wins today on this security deposit, and it won't cause them any additional emotional distress, because that's what you're suing for. You all have been through so much, this shouldn't bother you. So you just lost your emotional distress claim. Because I know you've been through everything. Nothing bothers you. You are suing her about a security deposit and emotional distress.
Yes.
And where do you all know each other from?
Well, we were in a really bad neighborhood, drug infested, gang infested. So
what city?
In Fresno, California. Mm-hmm. We decided, because of our 7-year-old son, that we need, and our recovery, the safety of our recovery, we needed to move to a better neighborhood. We went in search of a new place. We found a sign in her front yard, and my husband got in contact with her. And when we met, we did like a verbal walkthrough, and I gave her a $500 security deposit. During the walkthrough, there was like tile missing in the kitchen, and the windows need to be replaced. She asked if my husband could do that, which he never got around to doing.
Negative.
She had the parts.
That's not how it happened.
Mm-hmm. And she would take some money off of whatever, but he never did follow through, so that was on him. And my husband had a relapse in July of 2009, and I had to take my little boy aside and say, behind my husband's back, that he and I would have to move away from Daddy, because it was scary. And I called Rose. called Rose, and she came over, and I explained to her what happened, and she was a little bit upset, saying she was going to lose the house. So I agreed at that point to give her a 30-day notice. This was in August, and I paid for my husband to stay another month to see if he could clean up. And then September, when it came time for the house to be cleaned, I started to panic because my husband was supposed to clean it and he didn't. So I called my coworker and my friend, and we spent 30 hours cleaning the place from top to bottom. It's what I do for a living.
What type of things did you have to clean?
We cleaned the vents. We cleaned all the cobwebs, the ceiling, vents. We start from top to bottom at our job because we prepare homes and
How long had you all lived there?
Over a year.
Okay. Let's get to you, ma'am. She's suing you for a security deposit. Did you fail to return all of her security deposit?
Yes, the damages that were done, actually everything that I had to do exceeded the $825. So
what things?
For example, I had to shampoo, get the carpet shampooed. There wasn't pets allowed.
That's ordinary wear and tear. What else?
I also told her that I might have to change the carpet because of what her dogs did.
And what else did you deduct from the deposit?
I deducted the damage they threw. They threw the blinds in the backyard over the clotheslines. So it rusted the chain and the mechanical insides, and they were like flapped over. They were thrown on the clothesline. I purchased paint, smoke alarms, door locks, cleaning supplies from Home Depot. I also did charge them for cleaning because I did have to clean. I had to wipe down the counters. I had to scrub. She used like either Comic or Ajax or something to do her cleaning. And the mildew was like, if they mopped with it, was all over the floor, all over the stove.
Let me see what receipts you have for these things that you're suing for. And did you all do a walkthrough?
Yes, I actually gave her more time to clean. She was supposed to be there that day at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Did you all come to an agreement on what you were to return in deposit monies? No. Even though you did a walkthrough?
Yes.
Did you all determine what she failed to do or what she was going to be charged during the walkthrough?
I told her that I would have to charge her for the blinds. I'm going to have to clean. I don't know about the carpet because I have to get an estimate on the carpet.
And what did she say?
She didn't respond to. She said, all right.
Well, then she did respond.
Okay, I'm sorry. So she said,
if she says
okay.
All right, that means she agreed.
All right.
Ma'am, and exactly what are you suing for?
I'm suing for the $825 security deposit and the emotional distress she put me through.
There was absolutely nothing wrong, you're saying, when you moved out.
That place was immaculate.
Okay.
Her and
what
another
about
lady
blinds?
came in.
What about the blinds?
The blinds?
Yes.
Those really cheap plastic blinds that if you touch them, they fall apart.
What about
and we took them outside. What she's saying was we scrubbed them outside. And yes, they were across the clothesline, but they were completely clean. They were clean and they were set outside to dry so they didn't drip on the carpet.
Okay.
They were leaning against the...
All right. Did you put them back in?
I'm not... I don't believe so because when she came with another woman and both of them actually told me it looked great.
It was your responsibility to put the blinds back up. They were to be like they were when you moved in.
Okay, I should have put them back. I apologize.
Okay, so you didn't. So far you're all right. So far you're liable for the blinds. And the blinds were how much? $373?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, wait a minute. I have a receipt where she forged
a big window.
Hold on. What?
I have the receipt, same one she gave you, and it's been forged, and you can tell it's been forged.
All right. Been forged to do what? Increase the price?
The numbers were changed, and she forgot to change the date. That was in 08. I wasn't even in that house.
All right.
In 08.
I don't understand what you're saying. Every single thing that you have on here is on here. 373.26, 373.26. The date is February 1608 on yours. February 1608.
I didn't live there in 08.
That means they were new when you went in.
Okay, there were blinds in the living room. Excuse
new,
me.
Right?
Okay.
Just as you showed me. You just gave me a receipt showing that when you moved in, the blinds were new. I did, but
I called the blind company and I also called the carpet company.
Saying what?
And they're saying that they don't cost that much. There's no way.
Okay, what difference does it make?
It makes a big difference.
She had already had them. No, it doesn't. It makes no difference what they told you when you called to ask how much blinds cost. Because she had paid for that when you moved in. You had new blinds. When you left out, she had ruined blinds. So she has a right to deduct that from your security deposit. What other items are you suing for that she deducted?
Okay, I would like to bring to your attention, I have the California Tenants Handbook here. I don't know what it is here. And it says a landlord cannot routinely charge each tenant for cleaning carpets, drapes, walls, or windows in order to prepare the rental unit for the next tenancy. And that the judgment that they make should be judged on how it was cleaned.
Let me see your law. I love when they come in here and teach me the law.
Well, I'm just,
Go ahead.
I'm
when
not
they
trying to, it's
misinterpret what
different
the
in
law
every state.
says.
It is different in every state.
A landlord may, listen carefully, a landlord may properly deduct from the departing tenant's security deposit to make the rental unit as clean as it was when the tenant moved in.
And it was that clean.
Ma'am, I'm going to dismiss your claim. You have not proven it. Your counterclaim for harassment for $500 is for what, ma'am?
Before they moved out, actually before she had moved out, I was already getting calls from her because her husband relapsed. So she started calling me crying, and I finally had to tell her, look, this is a business relationship. I'm not your buddy. You need to not call me. She started calling me at night. I mean, literally 11 o'clock at night. And she would call me after she had left Leonard and left on the property, she would continue to call me because I guess she wanted to use me to fight with her husband. Oh, he's moving in homeless people. I mean, even the neighbors are calling me, telling me that, hey, you got carnies outside in front of your house because of the way it looked, all the action that was going on there. So she was calling me about that. Well, I'm just calling you. I thought you would care about your house. And I'm like, don't call me unless it's something's wrong with the house or it has to do with the house.
How often again?
She would call me at night. She would call me like weekly. She would call me during work. I would tell her, I'm at work right now. Can you please call me later? I'll talk to you. She would demand to talk to me now.
I called them once at her place of business, yes. And I have, I'm pretty distraught right now because
what?
She knows and I know. No, I did not do that.
Ma'am, talk to me. What are you distraught about?
She knows and I know that I had to hire a man to take 3 trailer loads of stuff out of that place. It wasn't my place. My son and I had to move
3 trailer loads of what out of your apartment that you had?
No, out of her home.
Who owned it?
And I did that because I didn't want you to end up with all that crap.
Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day. Contempt. I keep asking you to talk to me. You won't. I do believe she harassed you. Her behavior today showing that she would have that type of temperament. Judgment for the defendant. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.